I firmly believe social media should be for sending hilarious memes and reels to your friends. But I guess it should also be for updating people on things, haha. I was hesitant to share this on social media, but at the end of the day, I realized to not share could be a disservice to someone that it might inspire or encourage. In addition, I know there are a lot of people that care about me and may not have heard from me in a while, and they deserve a life career update. In 2016, I started a professional education program that, had I successfully completed, would have resulted in 2 doctor degrees, so to speak, a DO and a PhD. The good news is that I am 1 year away from earning my medical degree. However, my time in graduate school, 2018-2022, pursuing a PhD, was kind of an academic disaster. Over this time, I saw my Rottweiler Macy killed in a hit and run, my PI mentor and a second father to me, Dr. Ken Miller, pass away from ALS, and my own father nearly pass away from a traumatic brain injury. At the end of 2022, I was on academic probation for 3 consecutive semesters of inactivity, and by this time, my depression and drug addiction had long been spiraling out of control. I had always considered myself a functional addict, but anyone that has experience in that world knows that you're only functional until you're, well, not. It's an illusion built on a relationship with a substance that you become increasingly dependent on. In December 2022, I accidentally overdosed on painkillers I had bought, which were actually pressed pills containing fentanyl, methamphetamine, and cocaine. This was my rock bottom. I was found 15 minutes after closing time, unconscious in the steam room at my gym. The only people in the entire building were me and the employee that found me. EMSA was called, and I was rushed to St. Francis, where I spent a total of 19 days. The combination of the overdose and the dehydration resulted in massive, simultaneous, multiple system organ failure and a bad case of toxic metabolic encephalopathy. It was a domino effect of the worst kind. I was maxed on pressors, I was on mechanical ventilation and continuous dialysis for over a week in the ICU, and then had to spend another 10 days or so on the general medical floor. From reading my medical records and speaking to my family, I've come to understand the prognosis the first several days was quite grim. Maybe a 50-50 shot at best. I know for a fact that God heard the prayers of my friends and family and brought me back for a second chance. After recovering from my long hospital stay, I filed a long leave of absence and went to Heritage House in Cincinnati, Ohio for 3 months. It is a faith-based work therapy rehab program that partners with a local church. This season of my life was completely transformative. I ended up receiving a master's degree in biomedical sciences from the graduate school, and I decided I still wanted to be a physician. Last July, I rejoined the fold as a third-year medical student after a 5-year gap of medical school education. I sit here writing this on the eve of my 33rd birthday, 19 months drug-free, and I am incredibly grateful for every extra day that I get. I try to live a life led by the Holy Spirit that exudes a sense of joy and gratitude, trying to live a life that is worthy of being saved. The pictures below are not meant for shock value. They are meant to display the work of transformation and redemption that Jesus Christ has done in my life. They are meant to display how much things can change for the better in a short period of time. Thank you to everyone that has been instrumental in my recovery, especially my family. I would not be alive today if it were not for my family. Everyone's got a story, and this just happens to be mine. Love y'all.